guys, welcome to our channel. Today I'm sharing with you all what we are doing for our homeschool year 2021-2022 with our second grader. Stay tuned.
Hello.
Hey friends, I'm Heidi with Heavenly Minded Home and welcome to our channel. If you're new here, I appreciate you coming and checking us out. I love sharing all things homeschool, homemaker, anything kind of in that area, all to the glory of God as we live heavenly minded here until we are returned and reunited with Christ. So our homeschool year, I've shared with you guys for the past few years now, even vlogging through all of our homeschool days. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do that this year. We took a little bit of a break last year and trying to figure out a right balance of enjoying getting to share encouragement and just kind of normal what real people look like. Nothing's very fancy over here at all. But I love getting to share that with you guys, but trying to find a right balance of being here to serve my first ministry with all of my heart, and then being able to share with you guys in the time that I have. So haven't quite exactly figured out what that balance is going to be yet this year. Still taking it to prayer. We'll see what works out. But I wanted to still take a minute here and share with you guys what we're going to be doing for homeschool for our kiddos this year, because I don't know, I think it's going to be a little bit different than it has been lately. So let me take one more sip of my coffee and I'll show you what we're doing. So for those of you who don't know, we have 4 amazing kiddos. Our youngest is 3, so she is not ready for anything yet, and that's totally fine. She's got a couple little things she's going to be trying out and doing, but it's all for fun. We absolutely subscribe to the better late than early method when it comes to young children. If you have young kiddos, I'm talking like 8 and under, I highly recommend you go get Better Late Than Early by Dr. Raymond and Dorothy Moore. Your library most likely has it. I will link it on Amazon down below. All of my copies I've got, I have found used on either used books on Amazon or used bookstore or whatever, thrift books, whatever it is. So if you look around, you can probably find one. If you have a younger kiddo, I highly, highly recommend it. Honestly, anything by Dr. Raymond and his wife, Dorothy Moore, is fantastic. I love them. I'm pretty sure I own nearly every single one of their books, and I have gained so much from them. It is such common sense. These books were written years and years ago, and basically everything they're talking about is what we see wrong in the world today. I love it. So definitely subscribe to that. We do not push formal schooling for our children until about 8 years old. And applying that with our girls, oh my goodness, I wish we would have known that stuff when our son was young and we first started homeschooling, because it would have been life-changing for him. So highly recommend that if you have little kiddos. So our next kiddo above Olivia would be Virginia. She is 8, she'll be 9 in the spring, and she is going to be in like 2nd grade, probably 2nd to 3rd this year. I'm not super rigorous with grades and stuff like that. The only time I know what grade my children are in is at the beginning of the year when I do these videos for you guys and I try to figure it out so I have something I can put in the title, because we don't really worry about it. But she is going, we really started last year, was like her first year of like, we're actually doing school. So she completed everything in like her kindergarten and 1st grade year last year. So I'm thinking this year she's really gonna cover probably 2nd and 3rd grade is where she'll probably end up at, if I had to guess. But I want to share with you guys what we're doing for that. If you were to make me put a label on our homeschool whatever, right? Or what we are. You know, everybody, you get on Instagram and they've got everything super figured out with all their little labels and their tags and their things. Yeah, I'm not that way. So I'm not like, oh, look at me, I'm a Charlotte Mason, I fit over here in this box. You know, we're kind of all over the place. And why I say that is because I think every child is different and they learn differently. And so we have to be, you know, comfortable enough to adjust and do what best suits each child in the current season that they're in. There are some ways that have worked for one child, you know, at one time, and then later, even in the same year, that's not working and we have to adjust. And so me being a complete control freak of things had to really learn to let that go, find what works best for them, and don't stress everyone out. So if you had to label us, we're definitely very much a minimalist homeschool, very simple homeschool, definitely lean towards a lot of Charlotte Mason principles, but also kind of lean very unschool, child-led learning as well. I know I have been called out by the wonderful moms of the internet because don't quite fit in the Charlotte Mason box, but I also don't quite fit in what they have made the unschool box. And so I've had both sides be like, you're not a true unschooler. Your kids are working through a book. And I'm like, that doesn't disqualify that from unschooling, but okay, whatever. So I would say we're kind of somewhere in between, you know, eclectic, whatever, you know, you want to label us, but a little bit of this, a little bit of that. The point is I am here to raise my children to live lives that glorify the Lord. That is my priority in everything that I'm doing with my children, including their homeschool. I've shared this every year with you guys, but sit down, if you're homeschooling, even if you've been homeschooling for a long time, and say, what is your goal with your children? These children that the Lord has entrusted to you, what is your goal by the time you have to let go? What are you trying to accomplish? I am not trying to accomplish them getting into college, focus on their career, you know, great GPA. Like, none of that is my focus. It isn't. I'm just being honest. My focus is that my children will walk in the ways of the Lord. So in order to do that, they have to know what His Word says. They have to know what those ways are. I want them to build a relationship with the Lord. It's not just some religion. You go to a, you know, church building once or twice a week, and, you know, I want to make sure they know. I want them to have a relationship. I want my children to be living heavenly minded, as we all should. So a lot of that is up to me and how I behave, how I model that. That's why we have the collective here on YouTube. That's our membership group. We're going through Biblical Womanhood this summer. It's an amazing study. If you guys ever want to join us, just click that little blue join button. We've got all kinds of stuff over there. We've talked about biblical parenting. We've talked about biblical holy days. We got all kinds of stuff. So if you're interested in that, that's where that is. But I have to do these things because teaching my children the ways of the Lord, helping them build a relationship with Him so that they can walk in His ways all their days, that's my goal. So everything I do needs to support that goal, right? All of that, everything I do needs to be a key factor in that. And that's what I do with my kids, okay? So for us, we homeschool year-round. Last year, or the past couple of years, for a while now, we've been doing like 4 weeks on, 1 week off. My husband actually asked me this past year, he said, how can we take less time off? We have found that when we have a really good routine going, a really good rhythm going, and then we were taking the weeks off, at first we really loved it, but then my girls, especially who were really busy, it would like throw them all off. And we noticed attitudes would get out of whack and things would happen because they liked having the busyness, not like that we were just purposely keeping them busy, but they like having stuff to do. And so we feel like, especially in fall and spring, all they want to do is play outside, so we can take some more breaks there. But then when it's really hot in summer and then really cold in winter, we're just going to kind of keep going. So I don't know. We haven't exactly figured out how we're going to do this. We'll get there. Also for us, the only breaks that we take are for the biblical holy days. Our family feels, very convicted in the way that we do not partake in the man-made holidays, but the things that we do stop and show, assembly and celebration in are the things of the biblical holy days. So we're going to get started now, and then we will end up taking a few breaks in September as we have all of the fall feasts in September, and then we'll break again a little bit at the end of November for Hanukkah, and then not again until the spring feast with Passover and unleavened bread and first fruits. So that's what works best for us. We usually take a little bit of a summer break when summer first starts, and then by the time like August is the hottest in North Carolina, so by the time this hits around, they're hot. They're out in the pool, and then they come in and they're like, we're bored, what are we doing? And I'm like, we're starting school. That's what we're doing. We homeschool each week usually. I think what we're going to do this year is Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are going to be our main homeschool days. You guys will find out why here in a minute when I explain what we're doing. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, those are our focus, like full schedule days. We've usually taken Friday to be just kind of an open catch-up day, unschool, let them focus on whatever they want to do. That's when we get all of our weekly cleaning done and prepare for our, Sabbath and things like that. So Friday, we're still going to kind of leave like that. But Mondays, we're going to now take Mondays, and instead of having like a typical full school day on Mondays, we're going to spend Mondays. It's the day my husband tries to take off. He's a pastor, so he's very busy on the weekends. And so Monday we try to keep our like relaxed day, so that way he can decompress a little bit before he starts in, on his new week. So it's kind of hard for him to relax when we're all super busy and doing all of the things. So Monday, we're going to take that as kind of a slower day. I have specific things that I would like to dig in with my kids on, but it's too much to try to fit in every single day. So Mondays are going to be that day, okay? So that's kind of our setup, what we're doing. Let me go ahead and now, finally, 10 minutes in, get to what exactly we're using for Virginia, our second grader. All right, excuse the chaos of the children singing in the background, but they're having a good time. Let's go ahead then and let me show you guys what it is that we are using. First and foremost would be planning it all out, I guess. I shared with you guys before, but I made my homeschool homemaker planner based off of the biblical holy days. So we have that in here. I have mine all tucked together, my Heirs of the Promise planner. And so I was able to take for our August and start that. And I've got this whole area over here so that I can list out all of our subjects, all of our kids. I've got you can do menu planning. I've got their co-op plans in here. I'll share about that. And then this way I can write out their lessons in here, or whatever it is that our checklist of what we need to have done, whatever it is. And then I've got awesome little check boxes all here on this grid that this is life-saving for me. So as we go through our day, I've got 3 different kids that I'm schooling with, the 4th one that I'm trying to keep occupied so we all could be doing school. As we get stuff done, I can check it off. And then that way for each day, I can easily look and be like, hey, where am I at? Which kid, got what done as we're going through and getting our new school routine in place. This is so helpful for me. So we've got all of this. And of course, we've got you've got the biblical holy days and stuff marked on here since we do that. But my planner, you guys, I share it with you guys. I made it for a specific reason. And I made it to be something that when we homeschool, when we are at home and we're trying to keep up with all of the things that entails, we can have something that is simple but pretty to organize and keep it all together. So having this is what I have been living off of, getting everything figured out, written out. This is my lifesaver. I'll link it down below. You guys can get it. It's a file that you just download, print out. I've shared videos on it before, so if you guys are interested, if you're looking for something, maybe that can help you out. That was my whole purpose of making it, because I needed some help. So for Bible, we'll start with that. Virginia, she's 8. Every morning we sit down as a family and we read Bible together. So that's sitting down. So it means every day we sit down with Daddy and we read together. I am not counting this as part of our homeschool day. This is just family reading together, whatever it is that we're reading through with him. So our plan here is that after we've done that reading with Daddy, we are going to pick one book out of the Bible. I'm not sure which one yet. I'm leaving that up to the kids. We're going to discuss that. And they each have a composition notebook. Every day after we're done reading with Daddy, all of us, me, Daddy, the kids, all of us, we are going to sit down and start writing out one verse at a time that entire book of the Bible. And once we finish that book, we'll move on to a different book. So again, a way that, yes, they're writing, but we are slowing down. We're taking God's word, we're word by word, letter by letter, line by line, working through and writing it out. So we're going to be doing that. That's our first part of our verse a day. On Mondays, we are going to review what Daddy taught in church on Sunday. So Sunday, they watch church, they can ask questions, but we're going to go ahead and take our Mondays to be the day that we reread whatever it was that was taught on for church the day before and really talk through it to make sure that they're understanding what it is. This is her new Bible that she just got. I love the NLT translation for the kids. Such a great way for them to really understand. It's great translation. We love it. My point. We had the NLT Illustrated Study Bibles. Love them. That is still my Bible and what I use. It has so many great resources in it. It's a very big Bible though, and so the girls were having a hard time. The binding was starting to come apart. Unless you kind of really baby that Bible, it really is a lot and it starts to fall apart. So we went ahead and got our big girls a new Bible. Virginia here, she got the Girls Life Application Study Bible. She got this for her birthday this past year. She really likes it. She feels like such a big girl having her own. It's got some neat little points and things in it, different questions it asks that she'll, read through and ask us. It's got some maps and things in it. It's a nice little Bible. It really is. She's enjoyed it quite a bit. So this is her big girl Bible that she has. And she has this because she will be using this on Mondays as we go through reviewing what it was that Daddy taught about on Sunday. But then in our church, my husband has been holding small group Bible studies Tuesdays through Fridays. So Tuesdays through Fridays, we have a set time where members of our church get on and we have different books of the Bible that we sit down and we study and we stop and we ask questions and we talk and discuss and go through as we learn. So I started bringing the kids in and doing these with them. So our main study portion is going to be that Monday going over what we learned in church on Sunday, and then Tuesdays through Fridays sitting down for 1 hour in the afternoon reading through and studying through different books with our church family. So that will be the main bulk of what they're doing. And then here in our composition notebook that we're going to be writing out the Bible, we've got kind of the second half in the back that we're, minus the shark that bit out this page. But we have the second part back here. With the binding, you can always find the middle on the composition notebooks. So in the back portion here, every day when we get done reading whatever it is that we are covering with our small group study with our church family, I am having the kids write down 3 points that stood out to them in what we covered. They could be questions, observances, cross-reference, something it made them think of. Virginia smiles if she just wants to draw a picture of what it made her think of while we were reading. 3 points every day with that small group study that they will write down here in the notebook as we work through those different books. So that is our Bible portion. The only subjects that I require from our children would be Bible first and foremost. If there is nothing else we get done all day but Bible, okay, I am totally fine with that. The others would be reading, writing, and math. Those are the only things that we focus on. Anything else that they are interested in, we will cover. I am not concerned about it. It will happen, right? So this is what is so exciting and why we've structured everything the way that we have. Our HMH co-op. I shared it with you guys last year. I brought my mom in. She's been a teacher for nearly 20 years, literally from kindergarten to adults. And she is doing these virtual co-op classes for Heavenly Minded Homeschool. So amazing, you guys. Virginia, I've shared with you guys, she was struggling to read. Honestly, it was my fault because she wasn't ready. And then when she was ready, I was too busy. We had too much going on. I'd constantly get stopped. And so I never got to finish teaching her how to read. But then she started thinking, something was wrong with her because she wasn't reading. She signed up and was doing co-op with my mom and her little group. This child's reading is like phenomenal. I can't even. And literally, no thanks to me. I just put her in this and she's reading, she's writing, she's like doing everything. It's so amazing. So she is signed up for our co-op classes. We have some getting ready to start here at the beginning of August. We're going to do, August is kind of just like a buffer class because I know not everybody's ready to start. But then every season, we're going to do 2 months of like reading focused book clubs and then 1 month of writing focused workshops. So that is the goal, Lord willing, that we're going to be doing with the HMH Co-op. I will put the link down below if you guys want to go check out the website, get signed up, come join in for these August classes. As of today, there are still some spots available. Virginia is in the beginning readers class. So that means Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, she gets on these calls. And they've got these awesome little books that my mom has picked out that they are going to be reading through. So every week they work on reading through the different stories. She has little, videos that they watch or activities that they're doing to go along with them so that they're really learning the vocabulary of the words. They're really building that fluency of reading and then building their confidence in being able to read. Watching her work through these has been so cool. So she gets on for an hour. She works through this. Then to bring in the writing portion of that, because yes, I require 3 things on top of Bible, and co-op is covering 2 of them for me. It's amazing. Yes, it is. They're covering that, and then they're using Mom Delights, her writing stuff. I used these last year. I love them. You can either get on Amazon and spend like $8 to get these printed ones, or you can go to her website, get them free, and just print them out yourself. But here with this level 1, there's spots here to work on different words. They work on spelling out the words. They can draw a picture of what each one means. And then they have a space back here for some copy work and some dictation and drawing. So my mom is going to be using these Mom Delights copyright pages coordinated here with the books that they are reading each week. So every week in co-op, they're going to have their area that they're reading, their words that they're going to be working on. So we'll get a list. This was Lily's book last year, but she didn't finish it, so we're using it. So see, like Lily's filled in some of these. So every week I will get a list of what their words are that week so that I can write, we can write them in here. She writes them out to work on that. She can draw a picture of what each word means. And then she will get, whatever her assignment is for her passage to copyright and draw out. So she's going to be working on building up her penmanship, her writing, her spelling, all of this in coordination with the books that she is reading in co-op. So reading and writing is covered in this. Then, of course, us copywriting out, verse at a time, writing out the book of the Bible and things like that, we'll continue to be reinforcing that. But reading and writing, that's co-op. It literally covers all of it for me. I'm so thankful. So we just have an hour blocked out for her time on the call and then a little extra time blocked out for her to complete whatever it is that she needs to do for co-op, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which just leaves math. So what is so cool with having this co-op, you guys, I'm telling you, it's my lifesaver. It means I get some one-on-one time to spend with our youngest, right? She needs me hands-on still, a little bit more than the other ones. But then it means that we're doing Bible together, right, with our church family. And then I have one subject to sit down and be teaching each kid. When you're juggling multiple kids and all of the things, like it can be hard to try to fit in all the things and one-on-one with each one, where they're at and what they need and all of that. So they get on co-op, they do that. Then Virginia and I have time each day to sit down and do math. Yes, we're using Life of Fred this year for her math. We got these books last year. I was so stinking excited. I found them used. I found a great deal. I've always wanted to try Life of Fred. The kids are loving it. I also found some online just worksheets and stuff too to add in a little bit more practice with Life of Fred. Last year when we started these, I started it with Virginia, our 8-year-old, and then Lily, our 10-year-old, kind of doing it together. I think this year we're going to go ahead and split them up. Since they have co-op times at different times, I'm going to work independently with them. So Virginia and I will probably go ahead and just back it up, start Apples again, which is the first book, just to make sure she's got everything really well to work through her math. The other thing we might utilize is kind of just a bonus if she needs a little extra work working with her numbers, is I love Under the Home. Under the Home is a free resource. It has all of these kind of older books on there that they can work through. And I looked at their math for like first and second grade. They're using Ray's Arithmetic Primer, which I love, very similar to like Hamilton's, which I've used before as well. I love the old math books. And so it has some just like simple kind of working with numbers. I want her to have that number sense down. So we might kind of add that in maybe on, you know, we'll do Life of Fred Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but on Mondays she can do a little bit of that. It is probably how we're going to fall somewhere in there. So those are the only things that we have set and required. Co-op Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. She's got math that she'll be doing with me. Bible, obviously our main focus with that study time with our church family. That leaves a lot of open time. Now for her, she's 8. I want her to have lots of time to play, to explore, to be creative, right? That's what she needs. And so she has plenty of time to do that, to pursue the things that interest her, that catch her attention. The other thing we will be utilizing is, again, like I mentioned, Under the Home. I love them. They have all of these great books that are already on there. They're kind of already broken down week by week. They all have the audio that you can play along with them, questions that can be asked, and kind of understanding. So we will have that available to her. So if we have times of she's kind of bored, but she's finished her stuff, doesn't really know what she wants to get into, maybe she's bored of Legos, bored of swimming, bored of, you know, whatever it is, go to Under the Home. You can sit down, you can be working through a different book, kind of having that available to her to do as she pleases. So not something that every day at this time you have to sit down and do this, but it's there. So our school rules go into effect. That means video games are out, the TV doesn't go on. The only thing that'll be on the TV is going to be music. I'm actually contemplating doing a kind of like art and music study by way of like my Heavenly Minded, or Hymns of the Homemaker. I don't even know what they're called. My Hymns of the Homemaker, my soft background music that I share here on YouTube that you can just have playing in your home. I'm thinking of making some videos where it will be kind of by like time period, kind of like area of the world focus type of a thing tied in, that we will have like a video that can play for a homeschool day that will be like our music study with some like art and geography mixed into it. I'm kind of throwing that around. So we'll probably have music playing and that's it. And during our homeschool days, no TV, no video games, right? Strip all the stuff away because I want them to get bored. I want them to get bored and say, hey, what am I going to do? Well, go sit on Under the Home and work through a book. Sit down and work on your penmanship, right? Read this, do that. I want them to find different things to be engaging in versus just, it's so easy to be like, okay, we finished everything and now I'm sitting here watching TV for forever, right? We're already very limited with what we let our kids watch, but I think kind of even taking that a step further so that they have to find something to engage in is what we're going to lean towards. So now that this video has been far longer than I expected it to be, that is my plan for our second grader. I cannot believe she's getting so big. Co-op, Bible, working on some math together, and then just having things there for her that when she's looking for something to dig into, it's child-led. It's what are you interested in? Is there something you want to learn about? You go read and explore some great literature that is really going to do so much good for her as she kind of grows and becomes this amazing little young lady that she is becoming today. So that is our plan for Virginia. I will stop talking so you all can go and enjoy your days, and then we will be back. I'm going to show you guys what we are doing for our 5th grader and our 11th grader. So all of those will be coming out here soon. Be sure to subscribe and tap the little bell icon so that you get those. If you're looking, or you know you have friends, family who are homeschooling and maybe they're feeling a little overwhelmed, share our channel with them. It is my hope and my encouragement to share that, guys, simplify, keep it minimal. Focus on Jesus, have lots of time and play, it all works out. I promise you, okay? Homeschool doesn't have to be super crazy. It doesn't have to be expensive curriculums. It doesn't have to be all of the bells and whistles and all of the things in your schedule and connecting with all the stuff. It can be simple. It can be fun, right? It doesn't have to make everybody crazy with all of the things. That is my hope to share with you all, as I promise you, they're learning, right? They're learning through play. They're learning through doing life with us. And that's what counts. That's what matters. So hope this blesses you all. Again, share it with anyone that you think it might help as well. And then I will see you guys next time with our 5th grader. Bye, guys.